Hello everyone, welcome to the Domestic Ginger. Today I'm going to be making Hawaiian meatballs. I went to like a pig cookout where you go and you buy tickets and you use those tickets at food vendors like around the fairgrounds, and like one ticket gets you like a sample. And let me tell you, I tried like somebody's Hawaiian meatballs and I've been hooked ever since. I couldn't figure out what company made them, but I like made them quite a few times before I actually got the recipe. Like I tweaked it a lot. Like I looked up random recipes online and nothing changed, or nothing really tasted quite like it. So anyway, all this stuff is basically like the closest I could get to it. What you're gonna need is hamburger beef. Don't forget your pineapple chunks because, oh my god, this tastes so good. Okay, brown sugar. And then you need your garlic, parsley, oregano, basil. I use applewood rub. Salt, pepper, milk, water, and you actually need a little bouillon cube. And you're gonna need two, trust me, you're gonna use them both. Two of the big Sweet Baby Ray bottles. First, you're gonna start with putting like 2.5 cups of water in there in a pan and start boiling it, and put the cube in. Or if you want to, you can use like chicken broth or chicken stock. And I'm gonna put it all in this crock pot. What you want to do is take an entire container of this and put it in the crock pot, as well as like the 2.5 cups of chicken broth, stock, bouillon cube stuff. When you put everything in here, make sure to have it on low. And just, ooh, lots of it. And the beef, I forgot to add that we used 2 pounds of it. Alright, so once that's all in there, put that stuff in there. And then you're going to come over to your meat. Oh, I forgot, you have to also have, I think 1 egg would work. So put an egg and some milk. I think I put about 1/2 cup in there. And I also forgot about breadcrumbs. But just put a little bit of each seasoning in there. Oh shoot. That's a little bit too much. So the excess that I put in here, I'm just going to put it in the pot. Garlic, pepper, applewood rub, and lots of brown sugar. I would say do about a 1/4 cup of that. Usually meatballs and meatloaf and stuff you put ketchup. Well, we're also going to be using some Sweet Baby Ray's. Alright, mix this all up. Don't forget the egg, I'm going to put that in after. Mix it all up, and then once it's all mixed up, you throw in some breadcrumbs. Maybe about a cup worth. Yeah, it looks like I got about a cup left too. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like right after. Alright, so this is what the mixture looks like. And then you preheat your oven to 350. And then, you know, spray your pan. We used coconut oil. And then you ball them up into little meatballs. And something I already actually did over here was the second container of Sweet Baby Ray's. I put half in and mixed it up. And I also put in the mixture with the bouillon cube, the chicken broth stock, whatever it is. Okay. Alright, so what you do in here is you put in more brown sugar in here. This is actually why I get the hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce, because then I don't have to put so much brown sugar in here. So, yeah, I'm gonna say probably about a 1/2 cup total. Then you also put in a little bit of applewood rub, garlic, and then all your other spices. Basil, oregano, parsley, a little bit of salt, and some pepper. Okay. All right, once you have that, put it up to high. And then while this is cooking up and your meatballs are cooking up in the oven, or the grill, yeah, actually we did it once where we grilled it first and then put it in here, and oh my god, it was so good. We just don't have time for that today. Alright, and what you do with this is just, you open this up and you can put it in a bowl. That way you can put them on your plate later. Because trust me, you're going to want a meatball with one chunk, because it's absolutely delicious. Alright, after you put the meatballs in the oven, just keep mixing this around until it's like everything is mixed together and nice and thick. And once it's nice and thick and everything's blended, put it back to low. Then you can just let this sit until the meatballs are done. Once the meatballs are done, you're gonna throw them all in here and then turn it back on high. And then you're gonna use the last half of this to put it in there. After about a half an hour or so in the oven, I took them out. Now slowly, one by one, you scoop them up, put them in your crock pot, turn it up on high. Alright, so I've put them all in the crock pot. You have to make sure that they're pretty much fully covered so that they can cook a little bit in the sauce. If you see that they're not totally like, well, they don't have to be 100% covered, just mostly covered. You can add more barbecue sauce. Basically, for about 2 pounds of meat, I use like 1.5 to 1 3/4 bottles. Alright, it's set on high. You put the lid on. Give it a little bit and then they'll be done. After marinating for about a half an hour in the crock pot, they should be finished. I actually had one that's really good. I just wished I would have added a little bit more brown sugar, but it's alright. You can turn this down to keep warm. And don't forget to use your pineapples. We usually eat them with rolls, but I didn't get rolls, so we're having macaroni and cheese with it, which is just boxed. And yes, I am so ashamed of myself for using boxed stuff. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good one.